Hello, friends. We are
Hello.
so excited to be here. Hi, my dear. Good morning to
Hello.
everybody. We're so happy to be here again to share and introduce to all of our audience another co host for our next event. So, for all of those who find us in your newsfeed right now, or maybe you see us in my newsletter, wherever you watch this video. First and foremost, I want to introduce myself for those who aren't familiar with me or the platform. So, my name is Lisa Harris, and I am an author, a storyteller, and a narrative coach certified in narrative therapy. I'm also the CEO and founder of Lisa Harris and Company, and we are a personal development and narrative coaching business that connects, guides, and transforms women's lives through the power of storytelling. We are excited for this fall to continue because we are already into our second event of our fall season. For those who haven't been to our events before, we're really excited to be able to continue 3 years later offering online options. So, this online series is available to women everywhere. And we had our first event last month, and this second event is coming up quickly. It is 1 week away. So, we are super excited for this event. And this one actually really resonates with me very deeply right now for many different reasons. But this event is going to be on Thursday, October 13th from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And like I said, Central Standard, I only say that because we have women coming from a lot of different places now joining us. So 7 to 9 p.m. Central. And the event topic is Who Am I? Identity, labels, and self discovery. And honestly, those are all tangled together and they're all part of an extraordinary, beautiful journey that almost all of us are on, depending on how brave and ready we are to take it. And really excited because the four women that are co hosting are all different women who are going to be sharing their lived experiences and really their journey. And then we're going to open it up for an amazing discussion and conversations and reflection throughout the event. So, with all of that, a mouthful, I would like to introduce my dear friend and co host, Anna.
Mazig.
Mazig, thank you. Oh my gosh, we just did this before we got on here, and instantly my mind just had a blank. So thank you, my dear Anna Mazig. Thank you so much for leading such vulnerable conversations with our community. So could you please tell our audience a little bit about you?
Yes, of course. Hello, everyone. My name is Anna Mazig. I own AM and Associates, a consulting firm that is Minneapolis-based, and we focus on preventative measures for safe and equitable work environments. So a lot of the work we do is compliance, threat assessment, and diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging focused. Really about culture change and utilizing policy and procedure in the workplace. I am really excited about our topic of identity labels and self-discovery, and I think that it's going to be a great discussion. We've each taken pieces of that topic to say, okay, well, what are the elements that we're going to discuss and unpack together, and hopefully leave with a very rounded out, kind of nuanced perspective when we're done with our discussion.
Yeah, it's going to be an incredible event. I don't know if I just said it on here or if I said it before, but this topic deeply resonates with me. Being a multiracial woman, being, a survivor of, you know, different childhood trauma, being a mother, being a former corporate person and an entrepreneur, a creative spirit, all of those things that make up me make up all of you out there. And, sometimes as we're going through life, it's difficult to know who we are when we have all these factors outside of us and all of these labels and all of these titles and all these dreams, right? And we're trying to navigate all those pieces and really finding whole within us. and maybe I don't even know if whole's the right word. Maybe it's embracing ourselves in the journey and just discovering what makes us uniquely beautiful. So with that, would you share with us maybe a little bit more about, when I reached out to different women and women applied to be co-hosts, there were many different topics that they were invited to explore, and this was definitely one that came up for you. Could you
Mhm.
share maybe a little bit more of maybe what angle or why this topic is resonating with you at maybe this time in your life, or um, anything as it relates to that?
Gladly, Lisa. So, a huge piece of what I navigated when I left the typical 9 to 5 or 7 to 7 world, depending on where you're at, and
9 to
what
9.
right, right, was that I was ready to dive into my business full time, and I was thrilled about it. And I also knew that part of the reason I left was because I was getting too sucked into defining myself by the work that I was doing, to the point that it was, it became overwhelming at times. I knew that it was particularly stressful, and I was connecting a lot of my self identity to the work instead of saying, who am I separate from this work that I do? And so that was a huge piece for me. So upon leaving, I thought, well, great, I've got more time to dedicate to my business, instead of going the other 20 to 40 hours a week in my business. Now I can go 80 hours a week. And then I paused and I said, no, like that wasn't the goal. That wasn't why I left. And so it was really about making sure that I took some time to figure out, well, who am I when I'm not working? Who am I if I'm not being defined by or identified by my labor? And so it was really beneficial to me to take that time. And so I'm really excited to dive into this conversation, because that'll be some of what I go through in my portion. That we found out recently that all of our topics like really mesh well together, and it kind of forms this nice little offering. It's like a
I'm
gift of like,
offering this
so
is
we're
a
gonna dive into a few things here. It might get a little sticky, but that's okay.
yeah.
And that's a huge piece, right? Is like when we let go of labels, at least for me,
Mhm.
what is it that's left?
Yeah.
And that's that self-discovery piece, right? So I'm excited.
I'm so excited. And a lot of the work that I do as a narrative coach guiding women is how do we look at our stories in our lives and the elements of our lives and redefining, rewriting what helps to serve us as we're moving through life, right? And
Mhm.
so often society, our communities, our families, and even ourselves are holding on to these definitions. Um, which are very closely aligned to expectations and holding on to them so tightly that we sort of get stuck. And sometimes it's understanding what labels or identities are working for us and not working for us. And
Mhm.
sometimes it's just a matter of like redefining something for yourself, right?
Mhm.
I have this, and this kind of wraps into identity as well. Is when I was younger, my father, and even to this day, he still says to me, "Oh, Lisa, you're such a nice girl. You like nice people, nice things." And I remember for a long time, I would embrace that. And then I rebelled against it because I was like, well, what is nice? That's such a boring vanilla word. It's not passionate. It's not, like it felt like, what
Mhm.
is that? And so for me, I came almost full circle in recognizing that that label or that adjective or that definition of Lisa was just a way for me to redefine it for myself. And for me, nice means somebody who is compassionate, is caring, is somebody who is looking for the good in people. And that's why I'm gravitating to those kinds of people. So I had to redefine it for myself. So I think there's so many aspects, and it's a huge spectrum, the topic itself, which is why I chose it, because you four women are extraordinarily different. And yet you're coming together as a reminder that in our humanity, we're all working through the same things. So I think that is so beautiful too. Is there anything else related to, you know, the you had mentioned the group kind of coming together with this gift that of an offering. Can you share a little bit with our audience, maybe what they can kind of expect throughout the day? I know that you guys have worked on an amazing agenda. How is that going to kind of work together for you guys and for those who come to show up?
Sure. So we're going to take a brief journey through identity labels and end with self-discovery of really diving in and saying, what labels do we embrace or not embrace? What are ones that we want to shed? What reasons do we have for either embracing or shedding or redefining, as you talked about, right? And then from there, the self-discovery at the end of like, well, what's left? And what is it that we're deciding to take with us moving forward. So I'm really excited. It's something that, I think from time to time we've each gone through these periods in our lives where our identity has shifted or changed. And even like what you were sharing about, right? Like there was a story behind your definition of nice and what connected there, and maybe at one point what didn't, or what didn't resonate, and then, well, what is it that it means to you now, and how does that look moving forward? And I think that's a great example of the type of journey, of path that we want to take with folks next week.
Oh, I love that. Well, thank you so much, Anna. It really is an honor and a pleasure to know you. And I'm so excited for other women in our community and throughout the world to meet these extraordinary co hosts, women like you who are, I constantly say it because I believe it, are powerful, intelligent, beautiful women who are willing to show up in vulnerable ways, in authentic ways, to just remind women that there is strength in vulnerability. And I think this is such a great way for women like you in our community to be able to demonstrate that for others, and to lead this incredible conversation. So I am very grateful. So thank you so much. And for
Thank you for the
those,
invitation.
yeah, I'm so excited.
It's a
Um,
pleasure to be here.
Thank you. And then for those who are out there and curious, I guess I just would ask you, Anna, is there anything about, this event? We know women are super busy with jobs, family, caretaking. What do you have any last parting words on why they should come to this event? There's so much happening.
That if you're at a point in life where there's a lot going on, my guess is that there are a lot of titles that you hold, a lot of hats that you wear, and being able to talk about those different identities in a safe space and unpacking them about which ones maybe bring you more joy than others, and being able to parse all of that out, um, might be something that helps lighten the load moving forward.
Thank you for that. Thank you so much, Anna. I
Of course,
appreciate
happy to
you.
be here. Thank you.
So, for all of you who are interested, intrigued, would like to get to know Anna more, would like to learn more about the platform, who want to explore their own identity, we invite you to join us next Thursday, October 13th, from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time online. So, women are welcome from all over to join us in this conversation and this experience of sharing. So, we hope you will join us, and we'll see you soon. And thank you, Anna, for your time. Bye,
Thank you, Ms.
everybody.
Lisa. Bye.
It's done. It's just moving. Thank you. Perfect.
Of course.
9:30.